What's up, baddies, and welcome back to the Blitz Babes. I'm Aeron.
I'm Sarah, and week 16 was absolutely gridiron anarchy. From the collective heartbreak in Kansas City to that logic-defying 16-point rescue in Seattle, the league is officially spiraling into a postseason fever dream. The stakes are skyrocketing, the seating is a total game of musical chairs, and we finally have the cold, hard receipts on who captured main character status and who completely choked under the bright lights. Let's get right into the tea. This week's Slays and Days.
Yeah. I only had one sleigh, no nays, but I really liked the candy cane uniform patches for the Christmas game players. It's so cute.
Oh, yes. I was wondering why they were wearing that, and then one of the commentators said that it's for the teams that are playing on Christmas. I think there's six teams playing.
Yes, it's the Chiefs, Broncos, Lions, Vikings, and Commanders. Somebody else. I forgot. I forgot who's playing
What
the
there
Commanders.
there was another sleigh. The Seahawks holographic.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Me too.
I
I was like,
loved
no,
it.
there was one that I forgot about, but then I found it in our messages.
Oh, okay, period. I love that. Yeah, no, they were so good. A lot of people did not like them online. They're
What?
like, "Oh, it looks like a kid made it or whatever." And I was like, "Those are beautiful. I love the helmets and the how shiny the shirts were. Or no, the number something else was shiny on them, but I forgot. But
Yes.
they looked
It was
really
like
good.
holographic.
But I didn't have any
That
nays.
I didn't have any nays either. I couldn't think of anything that really stood out to me.
Yeah, me either. Well, everybody was safe this week from our judgment.
Right.
And as always, if you're enjoying today's show, let us know
Hit the like and subscribe button right now.
right now. Now, let's get into the injury report. This is a lengthy list.
Oh God.
And as a disclaimer, this isn't every single injury, just the ones we feel like talking about. So it was pretty much a quarterback execution last week.
Part
Starting
two.
off, we have, yeah. Starting off, we have Lamar Jackson during Sunday Night Football against the Patriots. He exited with a back injury. He tried to push through, but the Ravens eventually ruled him out in the second half. With the playoffs on the line, they're officially in a spiral.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's the last thing they needed. But then we have JJ McCarthy, and after taking a monster unblocked hit from Brian Burns, JJ suffered a right hand injury, which is his throwing hand, and he was seen unable to even grip the football before being ruled out.
Wow.
Then we have Gardner Minshew. In a cruel, twisted fate, the man filling in for Patrick Mahomes now reportedly suffered his own ACL tear. The
Wow.
Chiefs are now down to their third stringer, and Arrowhead has never felt more like a ghost town.
It's just not their year.
That's fine with me. They have next year and any years after that. Um, Jordan Love was forced out of the Saturday's game against the Bears after being diagnosed with a concussion. He's now in protocol and is a major maybe for next week's must-win game.
Oh
Josh Allen, Josh
no.
Allen. I know. Bills Mafia held their breath when Allen went for mid-game x-rays on his foot. Luckily, he was cleared to return and finish the comeback, but he will be serving as limited participant energy during practice this week. Marcus Mariota left the game with a
Damn.
hand injury.
This is
With the
quarterback apocalypse.
No, literally. He left with a hand injury, only for the team to reveal that he also had a quad injury.
Easily confused.
Yes. I know, right? I always mix up my hand and quadriceps every day.
Right, right.
We have a few running backs. First, we have Trevion Henderson, who was ruled out with a concussion in the second quarter against the Ravens. He'll have to clear the protocol before he can play again. We have Quinshawn Judkins. This one is actually a total tragedy. He did have to be carted off with a dislocated ankle and a fractured fibula. And
Wow.
safe to say that his season is officially over. So sending him all that energy.
Man.
Jordan Mason, this is the last one we have today. This Vikings backfield took a massive hit when he was carted to the locker room having an ankle injury. And with only 2 weeks left, it's safe to say that his season is also over.
Wow. What a week.
Crazy. Super crazy.
Thank you for that update. Now for some juicy stuff. Gather around to get your mugs ready because it is tea time and the tea is absolutely boiling over, honey. We have stadium drama crossing state lines and a superstar suspension that is literally costing him a fortune. The most expensive main character moment of the year belongs to Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf. After a sideline altercation with a Lions fan named Ryan Kennedy, who allegedly triggered DK by using his full government name, Decalen Zacharias Metcalf, the league handed down a 2-game suspension. Just missing the games in week 17 and 18 will cost him roughly $555,000 and 556 cents in lost salary. Did I butcher that? 555,556 cents. Why does
No,
that
no
sound
sense.
wrong?
It's not cents. It's
Dollars.
Yeah.
$555,556.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that so difficult?
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's hard.
week 17 and 18 will cost him roughly $555,556 in lost salary. The real tea is in his contract because the suspension was for conduct detrimental. It triggered a clause that voids $40 million in future guaranteed money. While he
Sheesh.
can still earn that money if he stays on the roster, it's no longer locked in. One swing of a fist just turned his long-term security into a $40 million question mark. While the fan claims he just used the name, sources close to Metcalf say the fan used a derogatory slur and mentioned his mother. Regardless of the receipts, the NFL didn't care. They hit him where it hurts most, his bank account.
Ew.
You cannot be punching people on the sidelines. That's crazy.
I know, right? Like,
That's like, who was it last time that got in trouble for pushing someone? Do you remember what I'm talking about? I
oh,
think it was the Giants, maybe?
from the Bills game,
Yeah,
that
didn't
guy,
someone
that
hit
that
like a
fan,
Giants fan? And he came out with the neck
yeah.
brace after?
Yeah, and he got banned from well, the fan hit him first.
Right.
Like he smacked him. I don't remember who it was. I feel like it was like DeAndre Hopkins or something.
I don't remember who it was, but yeah, this is like that, but worse.
Yeah, because the fan didn't obviously hit first.
That is so crazy.
Insane.
Moving on to our next tea time. The Midwest is officially in a moving van frenzy. Both the Bears and the Chiefs have confirmed that they are looking to ditch their current setups for greener and newer pastures across state lines. In a shocking open letter on December 17th, President Kevin Warren confirmed the Bears are expanding their stadium search to Northwest Indiana after hitting a wall with Illinois lawmakers over tax breaks for their Arlington Heights project. The Bears are officially dating around. Indiana Governor Mike Braun has already rolled out the red carpet, potentially making them the Indiana Bears in all but name. That's crazy. And then also, it is official, the Kansas City Chiefs are leaving Missouri. They've reached a historic agreement with the state of Kansas to build a $3 billion domed stadium and entertainment district in the Wyandotte County near the Speedway. Sorry if I butchered that. I've never heard of it before. Missouri officials are clearly devastated. After 50 plus years at the iconic Arrowhead, the kingdom is moving because Kansas offered to cover 70% of the cost through special bonds. The new dome is set to open in 2031, meaning the era of frozen tundra playoff games in KC is officially coming to an end. That is honestly so fucked up, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, they're like screwing over their fans in search of a paycheck. Like, that's so diabolical. They have no loyalty whatsoever to like their fan base. Also,
That's
that's
true.
like the only thing that's there. Like that's like their thing, you know what I mean? Like it's not like a
And
major city. It's like that's all they have.
that's
That's
also true.
so fucked up. Like I don't know. I think that's kind of grimy.
It it's kind of weird that the Bears are moving to Indiana too. But I guess they do have the Colts already.
Yeah, right? That doesn't make sense either. I don't know what they're doing. I don't really agree with these changes. It's kind of grimy.
Yeah, that's NFL. Because why are you building a $3 billion stadium?
Right? And you're gonna build a whole new district, entertainment district or whatever. A
Three
whole
billion
new,
dollars is a lot of money.
right.
But
Well,
I
on that note.
digress. Alrighty. And then this week we will pretty much just talk about some of the playoff contenders games. There was quite a bit of them, so let's get started. I forgot to put the scores on our list. No worries. You guys can Google that.
Thank you.
Well, first we have the Rams versus Seahawks. Trailing by 16 in the fourth, Seattle used a Rashid Shaheed punt return touchdown to spark a miracle. They won it in overtime with a gutsy walk-off 2-point conversion rather than settling for a tie. Puka Nacua had a career-defining night with 225 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold countered, with 3 passing touchdowns and the game-winning 2-pointer. The 2-point tie in regulation was pure chaos. His pass was tipped, rolled backwards past fumble, and recovered by Zach Charbonnet in the end zone. They
That
called it
was
back,
crazy.
but then they reviewed it, and then they said, yeah, you
On
can have it
accident.
on accident.
That's so
And
crazy.
down 37-30 in overtime, Darnold led a surgical drive capped by a touchdown to A.J. Barner, followed by the go-for-the-throat 2-point conversion to Sauber to win it all. It
This
was
was
an
really tea.
Yeah, it was a good game to watch for sure, but there was moments that both Stafford and Sam Darnold, like both of them, I was like, what the fuck are you doing out there?
Right.
But then
Yeah.
also I couldn't complain because they were both like scoring left and right, and then I was just
It's
like,
like a shootout almost. I
yeah,
would say
for
it was a
sure.
shootout.
I would say that too, with hella 2-point conversions.
Right. Yeah, I feel like both of them had the mentality that like they're going for it. So I think
Yeah,
that made it a more interesting game for me to watch.
that's true, and that's all that matters.
Period. The next game we have here is Packers versus the Bears. Caleb Williams officially became the one in Chicago, trailing 16 to 6 with under 2 minutes left. He led 2 scoring drives to force overtime and then ended the game with a literal bomb. Well, not actually a literal bomb, but a
Right.
metaphorical literal bomb. Caleb Williams threw for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jordan Love was knocked out early with a concussion, leaving the Packers offense in a total spiral, and Josh Blackwell recovered a desperate onside kick with 1 minute 59 seconds remaining, setting the stage for the comeback. The 46-yard walk-off touchdown pass from Williams to DJ Moore in overtime. Caleb then ran a victory lap around Soldier Field to high-five fans in the freezing cold. That was crazy. I know we shit on Caleb Williams all the time, but I mean, you couldn't throw a more perfect pass than that. It was crazy. Crazy,
That's
crazy. And
true.
to go for it like that in overtime too,
Fuck it. I mean, kind of
crazy.
have no choice. Did you see that they were wearing cheese grater hats?
No! That's funny.
Yeah, like they were all like wearing cheese grater hats because you know how like Packers fans always wear the big cheese because they're in
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Wisconsin.
They had cheese graters. That's funny.
Yeah, it was really funny. I kind of liked it
Wow. This was a game. This was also a
for
really
sure.
crazy game to watch too.
Yeah, for sure. I was hoping that the Bears would lose, but whatever.
Same, but
Um,
at least if they were gonna win, at least it was like an exciting and interesting to watch win.
that's true. That's also true. And then the Chargers whooped the Cowboys. The Chargers
And
defense
did.
pitched a second A second half shutout at AT&T Stadium officially eliminating the Cowboys from the playoffs. It went from a 17 up shootout to total Bolts takeover. Justin Herbert threw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns while adding a rushing score. And Quentin Johnston had his main character moment with a one-handed touchdown catch. A 4th-and-1 stuffed by Jamari Caldwell at the Chargers' 16-yard line killed Dallas's last hopes of a lead. And immediately after that 4th-down stop, Herbert scrambled for 34 yards to set up a field goal that pushed the lead to double digits. They got
Womp.
whooped.
Yeah, well, rip to the Cowboys.
That's okay.
I will say, I feel like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like their team culture is changing under Shoddy for like in a good way, in a positive way.
Yeah,
And
I,
like, I
I see
know
that
it's his
too.
first, I know it's like still early, but I feel like he's doing good things there, and I'm excited to see how they progress. I'm
Yeah, no,
hopeful. Feeling
I
hopeful.
completely agree with you. That's how I feel about Ben Johnson and the Bears. Like
Mm,
the Bears kind of have come out to be like a whole new team.
right. Yeah.
So it's just that Dallas just got unlucky, I think, the first half of the
Yeah.
season with injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the bullshit they did like in the off season didn't necessarily help, and I feel like it kind of just made things messy. But it's his first year, so hopefully they work out all the kinks or whatever and they get better. But we'll see.
Yeah. We shall see.
Well, we have the Bucks and the Panthers. Bryce Young, our Latino icon, authored his 12th career game-winning drive, the most in the NFL since 2023, moving the Panthers into first place in the NFC South. Wow, can you believe it? Never thought we would be saying this.
That's so
Even
crazy.
even from like the beginning of the season, I didn't think crazy. Bryce Young finished with a 102.5 rating and 2 touchdowns. Rico Dowdle officially hit the 1,000-yard rushing milestone for the season. Bryce Young went Harry Houdini in the pocket, dodging 3 defenders to find Tavion Sanders for a critical go-ahead score. They kept calling him the Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, I don't know why, but they kept mentioning it and putting him in like a Reaper costume and then like talking about his stats like every before and after every commercial. I was just like, great.
Cool. A late 43-yard march set up Ryan Fitzgerald for the 48-yard game-winning field goal through the uprights. Wow. I am so proud.
Me too. So I see what happened now. Okay.
I love to
Um
see a underdog success story.
yeah, me too. And I do think that ever since we found out that he was Latino, he did a little special place in our hearts warmed up to him, especially Sarah's. She feels really
Yeah,
strongly about it, which is really cool.
I think
Because
ever
I did
since
not know.
Hispanic Heritage Month, he has been doing good. So,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I definitely did not know that he was Hispanic. It was great.
teeth.
And shout out to that one guy who said that he was not Latino, that he's black. It turns out you can be both.
Right. And allegedly very proud of his Hispanic heritage.
Period, as he should be. Alrighty. Then we have the Jaguars versus Broncos. Great. It was a sad day in my household on Sunday. That's
I
all I have
know.
to say.
I
Trevor,
was rooting for him too. I was rooting for Bo Nix. That's why they
yeah,
lost probably because I was over here rooting for him.
yeah, yeah, probably. We'll blame Sarah. No,
My bad.
no, yeah, I think it's because you're not a true believer. So when you tried to be and pretended to be, the universe was like, no, that's fake.
Right. And then it
Yeah.
punished him. So,
It
yeah.
punished him
Sorry, guys.
because yeah. Yeah, you basically like cursed him.
Yeah, sorry, all the Broncos fans out there. You can put this one on me. I'm so sorry. I will not happen again.
She's gonna go to bed with the back brace tonight.
Yeah.
But Trevor Lawrence proved the Jags are not a punchline. They're talking to us that they're a
I know.
problem. They're still the punchline in my jokes. But They walked into Mile High and scored on 6 out of 7 possessions against the number one defense in the AFC. And Trevor
Wow.
Lawrence had a total of 4 touchdowns, 3 passing, 1 rushing. Parker Washington went nuclear with 145 yards and a touchdown. And Lawrence's 63-yard bomb to Washington in the third quarter set the tone for the second half blowout. An 8-play red zone masterclass where the Jags converted 3 third downs to take a lead they never surrendered.
This
The
was
Broncos just,
hard
yeah,
watch.
they just couldn't catch up.
I know. I hate to see it because if there's anyone that I hate more than the Broncos, which I don't necessarily hate, it's the Jags, who I actively hate.
This is true. Trevor Lawrence is right next to Patrick Mahomes
He's my
in the
op.
closet. Yeah.
I've hated him since he was in college. I think he was at Clemson. There's just something about him. He just gives off the worst vibes I've ever sensed in my life. And now that he's successful, I'm hating even harder
Oh my
because he used to be
gosh.
bad. I hated him and he was bad. So it worked out. But now I hate him and he's doing really good. So it
Yeah,
makes
he's
me
doing
even more
better.
mad. Now I'm hating
Now I'm
harder.
pissed.
Now I'm pissed.
This
Literally.
is funny.
Next up, we have the Raiders versus the Texans. The Texans survived a
This is a
Godzilla
hard watch.
performance. Yeah. From Raiders rookie Ashton Genty to win their seventh straight game and stay atop the AFC. Genty was a human cheat code with 188 yards and 2 touchdowns, including 60 and 51-yard sprints. CJ Stroud managed the game with 230 yards and a touchdown. Derek Stingley opened the game with a house call pick six that forced the Raiders to play from behind all day, and Stroud led an 88-yard clock-killing drive in the fourth, capped by a touchdown to Dalton Schultz to ice the game. That game was way closer than it needed to be. This stressed me out.
Yeah. Oh no, literally. That was that's why I was like it's a hard watch because I feel like they should have just destroyed the Raiders, but sometimes they do that thing where they let like I feel like they like to play with their food, but then they're at the same time of them playing with their food, they're shooting themselves in the foot, and
Right.
then they like lose the game on accident.
Yeah.
But thankfully
I
that did not happen today, or that did not
barely,
happen on Sunday.
barely, they came awful close. They came awfully close for my comfort.
I
I'm
agree.
gonna have to be on blood pressure medicine after this week because they're stressing me out.
Literally, you need a constant heart rate monitor.
For real.
Another hard watch was the Steelers versus Lions. Let's talk about the controversy of the century. The Lions had a walk-off touchdown from Jared Goff on a lateral, but it was wiped away by an OPI call on Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the fourth quarter offense pass interference call on him negated the winning score and left Ford Field in a state of absolute riot. They were so loud. I would be too.
Yeah, that was insane. Like the
I
way
don't
the
know.
refs were just sitting there for like 5 minutes straight trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Also, why, Amara, why? He could have
No,
just not
literally.
done that. Could have just not done that. Please, like, so
Literally.
frustrating. I bet
On
he's
top
like
of
beating
it,
himself up more than any of us, though, I'm sure. Ugh.
well, yeah, he like his number is based off the amount of receivers picked before him in the draft. He has like the biggest grudge of like out of anybody ever alive. So I already know he's beating himself up. And I think I also okay, I do think that the that kind of flag is stupid. It's like a false start, you know? Like you guys should
Right.
know where you're supposed to be. And I just don't understand how OPIs happen. It gets explained to me every weekend when I ask Alphonse, but I'm just like, bruh, that ball is not intended, you know, for the defense. So how is it a pass interference? But whatever. Like, do you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah,
I physically
because
and mentally understand it, but it's just like stupid.
yeah, I think, well, the rule too that ended up fucking them over is if you have an offensive pass interference call and the clock runs out, like that's it. You don't get
Yeah.
like a do-over like how it usually would like repeat whatever down,
Yeah.
like it just ends. So
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe he didn't know that or he was trying to get like a or if he didn't even mean to get it called. I mean, he definitely did like push the guy, which I feel like
Oh, for
is
sure.
gonna get called every time. So I don't know if it was on purpose or what or I don't know, but that's
Right.
super frustrating.
Yeah, what was also frustrating was post game watching Aaron Rodgers sit there and like rerun the clip, and he's like, "Yeah, it's obviously an OPI, and I just hope that the Patriots lose." Shut your old ass up. More about the game. Jalen
Speaking
Warren
of
had two had two 45-yard touchdowns. Jameer Gibbs set a record for most touchdowns by a player in their first 3 seasons at 48. And the
wow.
Steelers' 12-play bully ball drive that sucked the clock dry and forced the Lions into that final desperate lateral play.
That would how amazing would it have been if like that didn't have a call and it actually worked? That would have been so crazy.
Yeah. I guess we'll never know.
Right. Well, speaking of the Patriots, Patriots versus Ravens. Drake May officially arrived as a superstar on Sunday Night Football, leading his first ever fourth quarter comeback to clinch a playoff spot for New England. May threw for 380 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Lamar Jackson exited with a back injury, leaving Derrick Henry to carry the Ravens alone. Poor guy, man. May's
Yeah.
pro level 37-yard touchdown dime to Kyle Williams into a tight zone window to take the lead, and down 11 in the fourth, May went 12 of 14 for 139 yards on back-to-back touchdown drives to steal the win. Man, Ravens are looking
They're
diabolical.
not it this season. Yeah, this is not their season at all.
Not the
Good luck
Chiefs, not the
next year.
Ravens.
Not
Yeah,
the Bengals. It's looking like not the Lions either.
so frustrating. God
Yeah,
damn.
they're already out. It's fine. Well, they're not officially out, but they like have a 1% chance.
You never know. It's that kind
We'll
of
see what
wishful delusion that keeps NFL fans NFL fans. It's just part of
we'll
it.
see what Dan Gamble decides to do. Alrighty, then we have the 49ers versus the Colts. Brock Purdy tied a franchise record with 5 passing touchdowns, joining Joe Montana and Steve Young to keep the Niners in the hunt for the NFC's number one seed. He had 5 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey had 117 rush yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, and Philip Rivers had 277 yards, but a fatal pick six. D. Winters was the one that caught that pick six for a 74-yard dagger that turned a close game into a blowout. A lightning fast 3 play drive after a Colts fumble where Purdy hit McCaffrey for a 2 yard score took the lead that they never gave back.
I feel like Philip Rivers is not doing that bad. Is that safe to say? Is this a safe space? Like I
Yeah,
know
of
he
course, he's
had that
definitely
bad
not doing
pick.
that bad.
I know he had that bad pick six at the end, but it's like, man, the 49ers are not a bad team, and Phillip Rivers just got here. And I mean, shit, 277 yards
That's what I was just gonna
for his
say,
second
yeah.
game back. Like, and he kept it. I
And
mean, I think before the pick six, it was still like a two-score game. Like, it was definitely winnable, and,
yeah,
but hey,
I don't
Grandpa
think he's
got
doing
it.
that bad.
Me
I
neither.
mean, and you do have to take in consideration how long it has been since he has not played professionally, you know?
Right.
So if you take that in
Hell yeah.
consideration, it's like, damn, he's actually kind of good.
I know. On top of he's fucking 80. Like,
Right.
crazy. Damn.
Like he
I'm excited to watch his games now. Like, this is really tea.
he is actually the oldest guy in the NFL now.
Right.
It's crazy.
I am living. I'm living for this.
I live for it when he does it. I'm still sick of Aaron Rodgers. Like just
Oh,
leave.
yeah. He hasn't even given me a break. Like, it's different. It's
Yeah, no,
different.
literally. Yeah, I was gonna say that's the difference. Like if Aaron Rodgers was gone after the Packers and then he came back to save the Colts, I would have been like, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers is him.
Yeah, that would have
But
been so tea too. Yeah,
but
but
he
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 didn't.
would never do that.
Anyways, next up we have Bills versus Browns. With Josh Allen playing through a noticeable foot injury suffered in the first half, the Bills leaned entirely on James Cook. He was the absolute main character, rushing for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. His 44-yard sprint in the first quarter was a total see you later moment that reminded everyone why he's leading the NFL in rushing. Shedeur Sanders started the game looking like a legend, completing his first 8 passes and a touchdown to Harold Fannin Jr., but the Bills' defense adjusted and turned up the heat, forcing Shedeur into 2 tipped interceptions, one by DT Daquan Jones and another by Joey Bosa. He finished with 157 yards and more questions than answers. On the Browns' final drive, with a chance to tie or win, Shedeur was pressured in the pocket and threw the ball away while still between the tackles. The refs hit him with a deadly intentional grounding penalty that set up a 3rd and 32 from their own 1 yard line. It was a total mental fumble that effectively ended the game. Buffalo's defense was serving no entry in the second half, despite Allen and the offense only managing 3 points after halftime. The defensive line recorded 2.5 sacks and 8 quarterback hits to protect the lead. Greg Rousseau was a menace all day, leading the charge to keep the Browns out of the end zone late.
This was another game that was like, why this is too close for comfort, and it shouldn't be.
Right. Like, what is going on? I feel like all these teams that got eliminated suddenly want to play like they are leading their division. What's going on?
I mean, I'm down for it, but but it's just like why? But I mean, I guess that's what we've seen all season. That like why do the Bills struggle with seemingly not good teams but dominate good teams? It's
Good
such a
teams.
weird thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
such a weird thing
definitely have noticed that
that's
too.
happening. Well, now into the quick blowouts of the weekend. We have the Bengals versus Dolphins. Joe Burrow, in his absolute legend era on Sunday, apparently, led Cincinnati to their highest point total in a decade, turning a 17-14 halftime lead into a 28-point second half burial. Burrow was a surgical, throwing for 3 touchdowns and becoming the 5th fastest player to 20,000 career passing yards. Chase Brown was the
Wow.
fantasy MVP with 3 total touchdowns, 1 rushing, 2 receiving. And the turning point was a third quarter Jordan Battle forced fumble on Greg Deluche, which led to a Bengals touchdown and sparked the 28-point run. Dolphins quarterback Quinn Ewers started strong but hit a wall with 2 costly interceptions, finishing with 260 yards and a tough lesson. Early in the game, Burrow also led a clinical 91-yard drive capped by a T. Higgins goal line fade, proving the Bengals' red zone offense was untouchable. They had 45 points this game.
Holy moly.
It's just,
They
I don't
got
get it.
annihilated.
Well, they woke
Yeah,
up,
Rip Tua.
right? But also, like, why did they choose now to wake up
I know,
when they can't
right?
even go?
It's too late. That's what I'm saying.
It's the
Literally.
same thing we're talking about. Yeah, it's the same thing we're talking about. It's just like, boo.
Crazy. The last one we have is the Chiefs versus the Titans. The Chiefs suffered a crushing 4th straight loss, now playing only for pride without Mahomes. The offense looked inept, scoring no touchdowns. Titans rookie quarterback Cam Ward dominated, throwing for 228 yards and 2 touchdowns with a 122.3 rating, while Tony Pollard ground out 102 rushing yards. Jeffrey Simmons' safety on Kareem Hunt in the second quarter set a dominant 2-0 tone. Despite the loss, Travis Kelce matched Jerry Rice with his 12th consecutive season of 800 plus receiving yards. Ward sealed the game with the 75-yard drive in the third quarter, ending a 1 yard touchdown pass to DK.
Yeah.
Wow, this is really tea.
Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs are anything without Mahomes.
No. And they
So,
lost
Gardner.
Gardner Minshew.
And he wasn't the shit either.
No, he's the one that's in that clip where who is it? Max Crosby keeps coming up to him after the plays, and he's like, "Little last boy, little last boy," and then Gardner Minshew's like, "He keeps calling me little. Might be little out here, but I'm not always." You know what I'm saying? You not see that clip? I gotta send it to
I have
you.
no
It's so.
idea.
I'll
Yeah, I
send
have
it
no
to
idea
you.
what you're talking about.
I'll send it to you. Aside from that, though, we do have our quick playoff picture. Who's in, who's out, and who's still in the hunt. Take us away.
Alrighty. In the AFC, the teams who have clinched a playoff spot are the Broncos, Patriots, Jaguars, Chargers, and Bills. On the hunt, we have the Steelers and Texans, who still have a chance. And on the outside looking in are Colts and Ravens. There are only two spots left, so we'll see.
We shall see. The NFC clinched, we have Seahawks, Bears, Eagles, 49ers, and Rams. And in the hunt, we have Panthers and Packers with on the bubble and on the bubble, Lions and Bucks.
Crazy, crazy. What a wacky week, guys. All right, well, that is our week 16 wrap up.
What another crazy week of football. Thank you for watching, everyone. Go ahead and subscribe now. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our takes on next week.
And we'll catch you soon for more drama, more craziness, and more NFL. Bye.
Bye! Merry Christmas, everybody, and happy holidays.
Feliz Navidad.